glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Cleveland Browns. First down, Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Mayfield to throw it. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Pretty good start there on plays 1 and 2.
And not discriminating at all, is he? Make sure he's spreading it around on the first 2 throws of the game. 2 different parts of the field as well.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Mayfield with a quick fire to Landry. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Mayfield now. And the catch made by Johnson. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Time for the Eagles to get the football back here. You look at 2019 for Philadelphia. A lot of what-ifs for the squad, really. They went on a nice run, as you noted. 4 straight wins, won the game that they needed to down the stretch over the Cowboys in Week 16 to essentially win the NFC East. Listen, every team has injuries, some worse than others, but my goodness, you look at the players this team lost over the course of the year, it was really unbelievable, and it really derailed what they had hoped to do.
And let's just keep it to one position. Carson Wentz, their quarterback, 27 touchdown passes, just 7 interceptions. But down the stretch, he's throwing to guys like Deontay Burnett out of USC. Tight end Josh Perkins had to step in with the injury to Zach Ertz. And then Greg Ward, a quarterback at the University of Houston, on their practice squad, promoted about 3/4 of the way through the season. He became his primary target. So when you're trying to get it done that way and not throwing to Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson and Nelson Aguilar, that's tough down the stretch. Give the Eagles credit for finding a way to win the NFC East.
Here we go. Louie! It's a party now. It's a party now. What's this? What's that?
They'll try to run for it with Howard. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. CD, we got a little time here before Cleveland takes their next snap on offense. Quite a ride, really, for the Browns in 2019. Freddie Kitchens really hardly knew you. Gone after 1 season. Remember, people had elevated the Browns, not just playoff contenders, really, but Super Bowl contenders in the preseason. But that 6-10 finish brought them back to earth in a big way.
Well, let's go back to the preseason, and we did talk about those high expectations. I think that you and I both pumped the brakes on the Super Bowl talk. I thought playoff talk was legitimate. And when you look at this roster, whoever ends up taking over as the head coach of the Browns, they should be very happy with the talent that they have and a chance to chase a division title in the AFC North. So we'll see if this team matures, learns from this past season where expectations were too high and they didn't come close to meeting them. But I think it's a roster well worth noting that they can make some noise if they come together and play at their best.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
This one quickly into the hands of Landry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for the Browns. And even 40 yards. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
Play fake. Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. A toss play to Chubb. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Let's go.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense. Just flooded the field with defensive backs. Blanketed everyone. Took away all the passing angles. Thus, the incompletion.
4th down, and on is Greg Joseph for the Browns field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Joseph is good, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected. But a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. They didn't see that coming at all. Throwing is Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Again, it's Wentz. This is caught by Jackson. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now Wentz again. And that's complete to Sanders. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
To throw again on second down. Wentz. It's caught by Jackson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 16. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. Now, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. No. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. So we've reached halftime at a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 just shy of the 30. Second half will start with a run by Sanders. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A quick throw there out to Jeffrey. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Wentz now on 1st down. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
They run with Howard. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Number 53, Mike 53. Are you getting ahead?
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Hey, Rep, 180. 54.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That first down run could not have turned out worse for a defense, because when they came out on the field, their number one mission, keep them stacked up close to their goal line, and at worst, create great field position for their offense.
And again, it's Chubb. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
180. Rip right. Double time. 4 down.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year. Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill, no surprise there.
Not to mention the number 1 award that the NFL gives out, the one that they give the most, that credence isn't the right word, the most attention to, and the one that they want trumpeted the most. That's the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because that represents the totality of a player in the NFL, not just what they do on the field, but off the field as well. And that goes to Calais Campbell, the defensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a great award. Congratulations, Calais.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the 4th. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They go play action. Mayfield got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 46-yard line. Set, 180. 51.
And now Mayfield on the bootleg. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
First down, Browns.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
We play to win. Let's go. Set, 180. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Come on, team.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. He's got daylight. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and the lead is now 10-3. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now Mayfield and the Browns trailing 10-3. A minute 45 to play. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick-6, Mayfield. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Brandon Graham applying the heat off the edge. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. We talk about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
He's going to take off with it and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but they still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Back to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just 1 point completion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Sidney Jones. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is now 17-3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running with Howard. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly